Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the love that you're showing the videos and the subscribing. Please keep subscribing. If you're not subscribed, I honestly don't know what you guys are doing. But today I have a very special guest. She is a friend of mine. I know her from another friend of mine. Those things. But anyway, so I thought I would just share about our experience in boarding school, going through a Ugandan boarding school, a Catholic Ugandan boarding school, a missionary Ugandan boarding school. Sisters, nuns, you guys know that ish. Anyway, so I was in Mount St. Mary's College in Magunga from 2001 2006. Please stop computing my age, yes. So I just want to hear from her. We have a chat about her own experience. She was also in Namagunga. But before I preempt everything, Stacy, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Yeah, so maybe Stacy will just share public briefly about who Stacy is, and then we can go into the chat. Stacy, who is Stacy before we go into the chat?
Hi. That question is so broad.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Just
how
anything.
To start. Okay.
Like if someone meets you on the road and says, "Oh, we watched your video with Priscilla," what is one thing I would remember about Stacy?
Oh, okay. Stacy likes to watch. I like to watch horrors. And okay, that's the first thing I've said, but it's not everything
of
about
course,
me.
Yeah.
I guess I'm very passionate about people. I studied industrial and organizational psychology, so I like to know what makes people tick. Why do they behave the way that they do? How can I make them better? How can we transform their thinking and promote change?
Basically, we are very, I'm also passionate about personal development and growth. So that's what I hear you say. Wow. Yeah. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe Stacey, I was in Mount St. Mary's in Namagunga, and I know you were there too. I was 2001, 2006 alumni. Okay. I don't know what years were you?
I was there from 2008 to 2013.
Awesome. So I know, I know that our experiences may be different. Yeah. But I just wanted us to just have a chat on what your experience was and mine. So we'll go through different themes, and I'll mention them, and then we'll have a chat on that.
Sure.
So the first chat is uniform.
Okay.
Yeah. How was your uniform in your days?
Well, it was the normal skirt and shirt. Yeah. Every class has a different color.
Yeah. Same here. Did you guys? But I remember in our years we used to cut our uniforms short, and they would punish you.
Exactly.
Because the uniform is supposed to be below the knee
and very big.
Yeah.
So if you would cut the uniform and they get you, they would now fashion for you a very long skirt, and you could not change. Yeah. Or when it was time for functions and boys would come and you would go and borrow someone's skirt in your hair because you're different
on the hips.
different figures, so it will.
Was that I don't know that was disturbing you guys? Like I don't understand, why did we used to cut our uniforms short?
I guess the boys.
I think.
Yeah.
But did boys even ever care? I honestly wonder. Did they ever really look at a
Budonian? The number of times.
Yeah, like you see boys
would interact with a boy. Yeah. Was so minimal. So you wonder why there was that.
I think we just had this impression that we had to have a bit of fitting skirt, and they had to sort of be a bit shorter to show a bit of our legs.
Or just to look a certain way because it's the age. You want to feel not. The skirts would make you feel so.
Which was your best? Basic. Which skirt did you like most? I mean, in S1 we used to have red.
Yeah. S2 green, S3 blue,
light blue,
and S4 maroon.
And then S5 and S6 you have.
HSC was navy blue.
Yeah. So which colors did you like the most?
Navy blue.
Why?
It's HSC colors.
Yeah.
The navy blue. That's S5 S6.
Yeah.
And
I think it was more elegant.
It was.
I hated the red skirt.
And you could get away with so much.
Is it? Yeah, you didn't have to wash it because then it's sure it's dirty.
You could get away with it.
Because the red skirt, if you have, it would show that you haven't washed it.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember in our year when boys were coming to school, having a function, my God. You don't sleep the night before, when you're having an interact function or an econ seminar. I don't know, how was it in your years? Was it the same? Did you guys have so much hype for boys also?
I don't think that changes.
I wonder why.
I think, would you have functions?
Yes, we did.
Were there very many?
Yeah, we did. We used to have interact. People would have to pay. Then we had, I think, YMCA.
No,
YCS, Young Christian Society.
Yes, Youth Alive.
Youth Alive, yeah. I think Youth Alive came in our S4, but we used to have YCS, and oh my god, like schools would come, Budo, Mwiri, etc, all those guys, and the hype, it was just so hilarious. How was it in your year?
I think S1, we started S1 with a different headmistress.
Yeah. Who was your headmistress?
That was Sister Seraphine.
Ah, okay. We had Sister Justin Paul.
Yeah, I think she had just changed.
Yeah, she was an iron lady. Very, I mean, I liked her though.
So we had Sister Seraphine, and in our year, as we grew, the number of functions that we would have significantly reduced.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so because we wouldn't have functions, it was such a big deal for schools to come for the functions. Like if schools didn't come, your function flopped. Yeah, and no one wanted their function to flop or anything like that. So there was that looking forward to the boys, and you'd see everyone would just be in their classes looking through the ventilators.
Oh my god, yeah, see the boys
and that, and I guess another function that really brought, you would see different classes struggling to find places to hide and watch was Sosh. Yeah, because that's for the S6s and everyone. Yeah. So you'd see they'd hide everywhere, to be honest. Or they just make a pathway to see you as you pass.
And they'd like to see who you're walking with. Like, it was such a big deal. I remember in our year, we had such a huge thing with Mwiri. So we had a bash in, I think, our S2. And for some reason, we had like sort of coupled, like there's, some boys knew some girls and stuff like that. Yes. So the boys came to our school. Oh my God, I think it was Interact or something. And the boys didn't want to, because I think the function was boring. So they had banned S3s from going for the function. So there were no Form 3s, and most of the boys who had come were Form 3s. So they left the function and came to our class. It was such a big deal. They had to suspend a few people. Like, oh my God, there's so much havoc caused by boys in a single-sex school.
I think that goes around. I think if you would ask a person, like a boy, I think it was the same for them.
I think.
The shoes and
like a shower.
You would just, maybe for one.
It's amazing that even many years after we left Namagunga, it still stayed, like the hypes was still very similar.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't think it changes.
Yeah.
It's a school, I think, that really puts in value. You live with certain values.
Yeah,
it instills that within you. To be a lady, how to sit.
Yeah, right? You all social graces. Then you have to cross your legs a certain way. And look at all of us who are sitting on our legs and still cross a certain way. Like, it's just so ingrained in us. Like, the issue of not crossing the lawn. Like, up to today, honestly, I can't cross the lawn. Like, no matter where I am, running in the rain, I feel like, So it's just amazing that many years, like we sort of keep cultivating the same things over and over again. Yeah, that's so awesome. And social, did you guys have social?
Well, funny story.
Yeah.
We did. We had going. We had social.
Yeah, when you
got to the school, which was with
Who did you go? Oh, Smack, okay.
Yeah. And we had the Sosh, and they would release these videos. Yeah, the Sosh videos. Yeah. Now, the video for our year, well, I don't think it was like bad, but the people who made the video
captured the angles.
The angles well, and also the music. Like, let's say that the intro was a Jamaican song. So it set the tone. For the video. Rest of the video. So they wrote an article in the papers, and it became such a big thing.
Oh my God!
When we went back to school, everyone was preparing for return Sosh when they come to us. So everyone was excited for that. But then this article came out, and it just reflected so horribly on the school. And so they just rained down on us. They were like, how can you behave like this? How can you...
Namagunga girls,
from sister to all the teachers. And so they banned Sosh.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still going on.
No, there's no Sosh, because my young sister was in school also. Like I think 3 years ago, and she didn't have Sosh. And I couldn't understand. So it's you guys? Oh no, Stacy! What? Unbelievable! And we had Sosh, and we really, really enjoyed ourselves.
We were so excited.
Yeah, it was very exciting. I remember shopping for my clothes. We know. I wore like an off-shoulder pink top. Like, it was just so nice. Then I was the MC. And then I remember my date was called Gabi Lukwago, I think, something like. It was just so much fun, you know. Like,
like I think if you stay in there for 6 years, you really look forward to this.
It's like a culmination.
Because every year there's this culture. We have to see what they're wearing.
Exactly.
So you
and like people line up and you walk. It's like also like that's when I learned how to walk in heels the first time. That's when I learned how to slow dance with a man, a boy. I never really had done any of those things.
Whose hand goes where?
Right, exactly. Like, I think it's a rite of passage. It is so sad.
Do you think that because they put so much I don't know, let's say now Sosh was cancelled, so I don't know what people use for, but because Sosh was such a highlight of the school, what you would want to experience and go through, do you think it actually prepares these girls for life out of school?
I think it doesn't, but I think to an extent it just sort of highlights what life is. But I think what for me was missing in terms of preparing us for Sosh was the conversations around just like boys and the opinions boys will have about you, and the fact that some boys won't want to dance with you and it's not all about you. So like you're not good looking or you're not pretty enough. But like when we came back from Sosh, some girls had nasty experiences, like boys walking away from them saying, I don't want to dance with you because they're not popular. So in a way it takes a toll on your esteem.
Yeah.
And no one prepares you for that. So I think it does not necessarily prepare you for life.
It doesn't.
Yeah. It is a good rite of passage to show you, like, you know what, but I think it's also a culture from the British. That whole of the high tea processes, like, you know, where someone becomes an adult, a woman, and is introduced to society. So I think that's where the idea of Sosh comes from.
It should change. There should be something, let's say, like in S4 to just maybe increase the amount of interaction with that they have with the boys. Because boys were such a big deal.
Right?
And you
like Bananga boys. I remember, like, if a boy writes you a letter, like Bananga, you open it like with 5 girls, all of you, like, what did he say? Like, it was such, like, boys were like a novel. Like waiting for mail. Like, did you guys get mail? And you don't get mail, be like, oh. I used to get mail because I used to play basketball. But like you looked forward to those moments, and I feel like in a way the overhype, the how do you say, putting men on a pedestal, putting boys on a pedestal, in a way did us a disadvantage. Yeah, we turned out well by the grace of God, but
I think they need to change that whole mindset.
Yeah,
especially
I think we need
now.
to have more, because right now
more
kids,
interaction.
Yeah, more interaction with boys. We need to demystify the whole idea of interaction with boys.
Yes, how just dealing with them, because it's like reading something in a book, and it's like a fairy tale, and you meet them once, so it's like they're not real.
Exactly.
So when you actually come out and interact with them, it can be overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming. You know, I remember
worst decision.
Yes, a friend of ours, a colleague of a classmate of ours, literally cried when a boy wrote her letter saying, "Oh, I think you're nice, and I'd like, you know, I find you attractive," and things that a boy at that age would say. But she cried, and it was a big deal in that class. We went to the class teacher and said this, like, you know, like, it was just so super exhausting.
You think back and you're like, really?
Yeah, like, really? Well, like, that's the age. Boys are you're also exploring yourself, and it shouldn't have been a big deal. But anyway,
it's something you look back on, and you had so much fun, but it didn't really prepare you for after.
Yeah, that's
you
very
did
true.
that. I think Namagonga could
do better.
Yeah,
in terms of preparing girls more.
Yeah, for the culture, it's such a wonderful.
It's a wonder. Yeah, and then movie nights. How was it for movie nights? We had in our year, we had a small screen, and all of you would cram into that hall, and you're watching all these romanticized Hollywood movies. Our Walk to Remember, and I remember it informed my idea of like the kind of relationship I wanted to have.
Reading
Mills and Bones. Yes. Oh my God! Of a tall man on a horse. When you come out in real life, like, what the horses, like,
where is he?
Where is he? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. It also boosted reading culture.
It did. Yeah, we used to read a lot. Actually, I realized some of my friends who didn't go through schools like we did don't necessarily read much, because I think it wasn't a culture that they grew up with. But we used to read. Nancy Drew, Animorphs. We used to have a famous series called Animals that we used to read. You read it, but not in school, And then food.
Well, food. We had the normal, typical boarding school life type of food, posho, beans.
But we didn't eat so much posho in our days.
Okay. Every day had a different menu.
Yeah, like beans, matoke.
But like
peas.
the rice day.
Yeah.
That was Thursday.
It's so weird.
Thursday and Sunday, you just
you literally run to the cafeteria, like you have to be there fast.
And the line is so long, like some people don't
like
really...
why did we, like what was right? No, remember also there was an issue of eggs
on Tuesdays.
And the issue of buns, used to get buns in the morning. I don't know if you guys also used to get buns in the morning.
Yes.
And then on that day of eggs, people used to hate eating boiled eggs.
Yeah,
like the eggs would literally stay there. But on that day of buns, people like, I didn't get a bun, and like want to get two. Like it was very hilarious.
Yeah.
And then in terms of punishments, like how was the punishments in your yard?
Wow. At least I think people would get so creative with their punishment. I tell you the truth. Yeah. They would become, they were almost outrageous, these punishments.
Yeah.
I mean, the normal ones would be like, okay, go scrub the pits or hide dust in the hole or wax the floor.
Yeah.
Then you'd
waxing the floor, the hole.
Yes.
Then we also had
the waxing the stage, actually.
Oh, and no, in our year they used to say wax the stage with a toothbrush.
What?
Can you imagine waxing that damn whole stage with a toothbrush?
Oh my goodness.
You'd spend almost a full day and a half waxing the stage.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Then we also had mossing. Removing algae from the trenches.
That was like self-reliance.
Yeah, but you know, like they would also punish you.
Yeah, they get a very bad part.
Then you scrub it.
Yeah, that moss has really grown for months.
Then of course there's the issue of standing in the freedom circle. I don't know if you guys used to have it.
Of course, even like if they'd catch you after lights out.
Yeah, yes.
You don't sleep. Okay, you go there.
Yeah.
So there was that whole, even the teachers, they would have such, at least, they wouldn't cane you.
Yeah, no, we are never caned.
You would not want to do that punishment.
Of course, like it was. I remember in my S1, they made me draw small circles in a graph book, which are not touching each other, touching the edges of the box. Can you imagine?
Yes, boxes are so small.
It is so small. Then you have to drag a small circle there in a full graph book. Banange, I cried. I literally went to the minister and apologized. I said, Bambi and Sonia, like, I'm really sorry.
That's another thing. The ministers had so much power.
Yeah, they had so
almost
much
more
power.
than the teacher.
Yeah.
You fear a minister, a prefect, much more than you would a teacher.
And you know what? I remember in our year, they introduced S3 means prefect. You know, we hated it. We revolted. We put up riots. Because we're like, you guys are limiting our powers as HSCs. Yeah. We didn't really like the idea.
And that's what would motivate you to go to HSC.
Exactly.
Because you wanted that power. You wanted to also...
you
were ready,
Then school slang. Like, you know, you've been mentioning pits, you've been mentioning cafeteria. Like, you know, we had such an interesting language. Unless you're in Namagunga, you didn't understand it. Yeah. Like, things like pits. What are pits?
Pits.
Exactly.
Pits.
And then all of a sudden, who wants to go pits? And then like, And pits, guys, is latrines, like toilets out. Yeah, so that was, we used to have our own slang, things like daso, you know.
Walking, like great trick.
Yeah, the great trick. Like things, like we had sort of our own internal language, which was very interesting. Then lastly, famous statements that went through with you throughout, you know, in your 6 years.
Okay, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. So in our year, I think we were in S3 or S2, I don't remember perfectly well, but we had our headmistress called Sister Justin Paul at that time. So, was it Sister Justin Paul? I don't know who knocked. I think she knocked at the door on the school. It was lights out. Lights out is like when they switch off the lights and you guys have to sleep. So she knocks on one of the S3 dormitories, it was S3, and then someone screams out. I remember her very well. She's saying she screamed, slide your boobs under the door. And we all laughed. We thought it was just the minister. Yeah. So she continued knocking. And then we all the whole dormitory, slide your boobs under the door. And then she knocked again. And then on opening, you see that nun standing there. Oh my God, we were punished. All of us, the whole dormitory. The first said, who spoke it? Who said it? All of us were like, no one. Who said it? Because like, no snaking. They punished all of us. And throughout 6 years, it became like a thing. Slide your boobs under the door. It was just like hilarious.
I just remembered something, how every S1 year, someone would like take a dump in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Every S1, there was always
that
this
one person who did not use the toilets. It was just so hilarious.
It was every time that would happen, we would have to carry. Okay, that year we have to carry that
The dump.
Whether it was on I don't know, someone would volunteer. They'd say, who's going to volunteer to clean this up? No one wants to volunteer. So the brave ones who would volunteer, they tell them you're the supervisors. The rest of you, the whole class, you have to carry this, make a line, and pass it.
The dump. Oh my God.
But it happened every year.
Yeah, in our year it also happened.
Yeah.
Did you guys have the haunted corridor? Like the S one? And like we had so many stories about the haunted corridor. Someone was killed there, a student was killed in the yards of Amin, yacht. Like it was just super hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow, I think I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this chat. Guys, thanks so much, Stacy, for coming.
Thank you.
Imagine
for having me.
we are almost having so many, 3 years apart, but the stories are literally very similar.
They're so similar.
Yeah, that Namagunga does not change.
It does not
you know,
change.
I mean, I think if we went back now, the similar stories we'd be hearing.
Be reminded, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, do you regret going to boarding school? A single, all girls, Christian, nun-led boarding school?
No. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, you're super great. Yeah, same here. I mean, I've not. Some people did have horrible experiences, but I think on a whole, we all really enjoyed that time, and we are grateful for having gone through the school. When
even the friendships, I can
the
say
friendships,
they're so genuine.
True. Yeah, and even the values like the hard work, confidence, self-esteem, praying. We used to have mass every morning.
Yes. Thank God it was not compulsory.
Yeah, thank God. No, in our years it used to be, then at some point it stopped. Yeah, so I'm really super grateful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
and chatting with me. I really enjoyed it. It's been really good going down memory lane.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. That was our experience in a Ugandan Catholic nun-led boarding school. So yeah, please share your comments down below and come back, subscribe. Ciao!